Imagine this incredibly vivid scene. A sterile, almost aggressively lit airport lounge in Heathrow.
Uh-huh.
The chairs are overstuffed, the air conditioning is humming this low, continuous note, and two people, total strangers, are leaning in over ice-cold martinis.
Right.
They're trading confessions so dark, so steeped in rage and betrayal, they feel like secrets dredged up from a place that, well, should never be spoken aloud.
It's the perfect psychological pressure cooker, isn't it? Welcome to the deep dive.
No.
Today, we are pulling apart sources that detail this shocking, interconnected chain of calculated revenge, moral self-justification, and murder.
Yeah.
And crucially, we are seeing this entire sequence of events directly through the meticulously planning eyes of the perpetrators themselves.
So our mission today isn't just to follow the plot, it's a psychological excavation. We're digging into the anatomy of calculated cruelty.
Exactly. We're unpacking the motivations, the surgical precision of the planning, and the incredibly complex, surprising connections between two seemingly separate lives that just merge in the most innocuous of places, really.
Yeah. This deep dive is designed to show you not just what happened, but how. How one person can rationalize the unforgivable and, well, maybe get away with it.
Our story centers on two figures who meet while waiting for the same flight back to Boston. You've got Ted Severson. He's the betrayed husband, desperately trying to drink away the agony of his sordid life, as the sources put it.
Hmm.
And then there is the mysterious Lily. Her serene, almost intellectual exterior masks this chilling inner certainty about when and why murder is, entirely justified.
Wow. So they meet, they talk.
And the foundation for multi-layered violence is set right there in that lounge.
Okay, so Ted is our immediate entry point here. His rage is almost like vibrating off the page in these sources.
Right.
He's telling a total stranger, Lily, about his disastrous 3-year marriage. They lived the typical Boston life, apparently, but they recently bought this ridiculously overpriced shorefront property in Kennewick, Maine.
And that property becomes the symbol of his current agony, right?
Yeah.
The source material makes a point of defining his wife, Miranda. She has a master's in arts and social action.
Which is just dripping with irony.
Totally. Here's this woman supposedly dedicated to social good, community building, whatever, and she's spending all her time co-designing their new, massive, 8-bedroom architectural folly.
With the general contractor, Brad Daggett.
Exactly. Brad Daggett. And the description is perfect. Rugged divorcee, goatee, a telltale bent nose. You know the type.
Oh, yeah. And Ted catches them. In the unfinished kitchen, the sources use the word canoodling.
Canoodling and smoking shared cigarettes. That little detail, the shared cigarette, it just crystallizes the intimacy for Ted.
Right, so Ted's at Heathrow, he's drinking heavily, he thinks the gin is helping the fury dissipate, but he's also worried, that he's becoming an alcoholic.
And he tries to rationalize it at first, doesn't he? That cigarette moment. He thinks, well, Miranda's generally touchy-feely. Maybe it's nothing.
But the rage is real. And here's the kicker. He's already been having fantasies about killing her for a week, before he even met Lily.
Which is why Lily's approach is so effective. What's fascinating here is how she immediately establishes the psychological contract. She calls it the game of absolute truth.
Right. She orders the same martini as him, Hendrix, 2 olives.
Yeah.
Only because he had one.
But then the very first truth she drops is, I hate gin.
Huh. Yeah, that's a brilliant move.
It is. It's this small, performative act of honesty. It signals to Ted, look, I'm willing to be vulnerable, expose my taste, just to set the rules here.
So only the deep, dark stuff counts. She's testing him.
Absolutely. And Ted, who's already lost in his rage and the booze, he just accepts the terms
Yeah.
immediately.
And they jump right into these uncomfortable truths, don't they? Ted blurts out that he's already pictured her naked. The classic male gaze thing.
And Lily just bats it back without missing a beat. Her counter is fantastic. She says women don't picture the man naked. They wonder if the man wants to have sex with them.
It totally flips the script on him.
Completely. Ted's put off balance. Lily's gone from just being someone to talk at to being this intellectual authority, someone who sees through the usual social games. She's priming him.
Priming him for the big one. The unthinkable suggestion. The thing he'd only dared to fantasize about.
She gives him the moral permission slip he didn't even know he was looking for.
And the way she says it.
It's chilling. Clinical.
Yeah.
She states, I don't think murder is necessarily as bad as people make it out to be. Everyone dies. What difference does it make if a few bad apples get pushed along?
Wow. Just like that. Utilitarian justification for murder.
Reducing it to simple arithmetic. And then she makes it personal, direct. And your wife, for example, seems like the kind worth killing.
And Ted's reaction, the sources say he felt both clear-headed and uninhibited at the same time.
He wasn't shocked. He was validated. That drunken fantasy suddenly felt like a practical strategy.
This is the moment then. She validates the destructive thoughts, and she offers two things he desperately needs.
Right. An invisible accomplice with zero connection to him, and this theoretical framework that reframes his rage not as petty jealousy, but as some kind of justice.
And they make a plan.
They agree to meet again, finalize things. 2 weeks later, Concord River Inn. The pact is sealed over melting ice, and those rejected olives she hates.
Okay, so Ted leaves Heathrow fully committed. He takes Lily's instructions seriously, treating the murder plot almost like a business project.
Which fits his background, right?
Yeah.
Advising MIT grads. He processes things methodically, but it's incredibly amateurish, almost comical in a dark way.
Yeah. The first thing he does is go shopping. Drives to Kittery Trading Post, drops nearly $500 on basically a costume.
What does he get?
Rainproof camouflage print pants, a gray raincoat, oversized aviator glasses, high-end binoculars.
Oh my God, it's like he's basing his plan on a bad spy movie.
Totally. The sources really emphasize this. He's not preparing for a real crime. He's indulging this fantasy of being the cunning, wronged husband taking charge.
So he sets up his little spy nest, lying on his stomach under a spruce tree 50 yards away, watching the unfinished house, trying to catch Miranda and Brad.
And surveillance, it's vital for his own head, right? To justify it all.
Exactly. At first, he actually doubts himself. Sees them moving around normally, starts thinking, maybe I am just paranoid, maybe she is just touchy-feely.
But that doubt gets completely erased later when he confronts her about Brad.
How does she react?
He describes her denial as just casual, almost mocking. She calls Brad a total professional and asks Ted if he's jealous, like he's a child.
Oof. That's the kill shot for any remaining doubt.
Instantly, it gives him what the sources call a sense of certitude. She treated him like a fool, and in his mind, that justifies anything he does next.
Okay, so now he needs intel on Brad Daggett, following Lily's instructions. He sets up this meeting at Cooley's Bar in Kennewick Beach.
Gets drunk with him, switches from beer to Jameson and gingers, but he cheats when it's his turn to buy.
Cheats how?
Orders a ginger ale for himself, pretends it's whiskey to try and stay sharper than Brad.
Ah, okay. Trying to be tactical even while getting loaded?
Yeah. And he uses the whole encounter to gather his moral justification. Brad turns out to be exactly what Ted needs him to be.
Which is?
A selfish drunk, a negative in this world. Ted literally concludes that killing Brad would be a good thing for the planet.
So it's not just revenge anymore, it's like societal cleansing in his mind.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then he takes the next step, the physical commitment. He goes to Brad's rental cottage at Crescent Cottages while Brad is passed out drunk.
What is he looking for?
The weapon. He searches a utility drawer, finds Brad's Smith & Wesson revolver, but he leaves it.
Interesting. Why?
Doesn't want to use Brad's gun. Wants to keep the arrangement clean, presumably. Maintain his sense of control over the plan he made with Lily.
But he does take something.
Yes, he steals a newly minted key from that drawer, checks that it opens the cottage door.
Okay, so now he has access. He's proven to himself, and maybe to Lily implicitly, that he's ready. He's all in.
Everything, the camo pants, the martinis, the key theft, it's all building Ted's narrative of control, his ability to execute this plan.
And this is where the source material just delivers this stunning, gut-punching twist, a complete reversal.
What happens? Don't tell me Brad catches him?
Worse. Much worse for Ted. Ted is murdered.
What? No, after all that.
Yep. He's found shot in his own home in Boston, second-floor landing. Time of death noted as 6:22 p.m.
Miranda
has the perfect alibi. She's away in Florida.
Super.
In his final moments, Ted has this flash of agonizing clarity. He realizes Miranda used him, used his rage, used Brad to get rid of Ted first.
Wow, okay. This completely flips everything.
Totally. We thought we were tracking Ted, the would-be killer.
Yeah.
But he was just a pawn.
So now we're tracking the cleanup of a murder someone else committed, and more importantly, we're tracking Lily, the architect who saw this coming.
Exactly. To really understand how this all unfolds, we have to stop tracking the victim, Ted, and rewind. We need to understand the source of Lily's chilling competence.
Which means going back to her childhood.
Back to Monk's house.
Okay, Monk's house. If Ted's story was about, like, emotional explosion and immediate failure...
Lily's is the opposite. Calculated competence. Long-term control. To understand why she'd casually offer murder for hire over martinis, you have to see where she grew up.
Which was?
Monk's house. This sprawling, kind of decaying Victorian mansion in Connecticut. Her parents were David Kittner, an eccentric novelist, and Sharon Henderson, an abstract artist.
That's a bohemian.
Chaotic is more like it. Emotionally confusing. The house was constantly filled with strangers, guests, other artists. Boundaries were blurred. Personal transgression was almost normalized, under the guise of artistic freedom.
So a really unstable environment for a kid.
Definitely. And this backdrop, this lack of structure, seems to create her need for absolute control, physical and psychological. We see this play out really clearly in the story of Chet,
Who is Chet?
an artist renting the apartment above her mother's studio. He becomes this antagonist figure for young Lily. He looks at her in ways that scare her, and it culminates in this awful incident where he performs an act of self-gratification while she pretends to be asleep.
Oh, God. That's horrific.
It is. And for Lily, this isn't just a violation, it's the final straw. It confirms for her that she can't rely on social rules or adults for protection.
She has to protect herself.
By taking absolute power. And what follows is just terrifyingly methodical for a young girl.
How so?
First step, logistics. She confirms Chet arrived by train, no car. That makes his disappearance much easier to manage later.
Smart, even then.
Second step, preparation. She spends time gathering large rocks in the meadow near the house, manageable rocks she can carry. She's preparing the disposal method before the act.
Unbelievable. And the well.
The well is key. The sources describe it as shallow, maybe a failed well. Perfect for disposal, easy to dump into, hard to retrieve from.
And she lures him there.
With surgical precision. Ties a rope to a rock inside, pretends something heavy is stuck, needs his help. She just needs him to trust her for a second, lean over.
And then?
She shoves him in. Hears a single surprise scream. Sees his body at a funny angle at the bottom.
Does she panic?
No. The shock seems to clarify her mission. It doesn't paralyze her.
And the cleanup. This is where her, forensic genius first appears.
Absolutely. She waits until the next morning after a fitful night's sleep. Then 3 separate trips to the well. She meticulously removes every single trace of Chet from his apartment.
What kind of stuff?
His duffel bag, his clothes, including, the sources note specifically, his white underpants, cigarette butts from a coffee can, even his paintings.
Even the art.
Yeah. She finds a small canvas of her in the pool, an unauthorized portrait. She snaps it off the easel, dumps it all in the well with everything else, and covers the body with those rocks she'd collected.
Disposal complete. Wow.
And the psychological result is maybe the most chilling part. She takes a long, hot shower, scrubs the dirt off her fingers, and she feels not remorse, but safety, power.
She secured her world.
Exactly. The sources say she felt both powerful and safe at the same time. This event establishes her core identity. She kills, she cleans up flawlessly, and she gains peace from it. She's adopted, as the sources say, a different kind of morality.
A morality that travels with her, I assume?
All the way to college.
So college. Lily Kintner goes to Mather, trying to live a normal life, maybe?
It seems like it. She falls deeply in love, or so she believes, with Eric Washburn.
Yeah.
He's the president of this elite fraternity, St. Dunstan's. She really invests in this relationship.
Loses her virginity to him.
Right. Holding on to that idea that it was special, with someone she loved. Very conventional, almost.
But that doesn't last, does it?
Completely shattered the following summer. She finds out Eric is cheating on her, in New York, with his ex-girlfriend, Faith.
And the detail about Faith's hair.
Oh yeah, that's vicious. Faith now has red hair, just like Lily. A direct personal insult layered onto the betrayal.
And Eric had lied about why he was away.
Big time. Claimed his father was sick with cancer to cover his weekends with Faith. The betrayal is total.
So Lily's response, not emotional confrontation, I'm guessing?
Not Lily's style.
Yeah.
Cold, clinical targeting. She immediately zeroes in on Eric's weakness.
Which is?
His competitive nature, his pathological hatred of losing, even at something trivial like pool. That becomes the seed for her plan.
The London plot. She executes this during her year abroad.
Exactly. She lures Eric to London, pretends it's a friendly reunion, sets the stage for what needs to look like a tragic drunken accident.
How does she set it up?
The 10-pint challenge at the Bottle and Glass pub. Drink 10 draft beers in 5 hours, monitored for vomiting. It guarantees a loud, chaotic environment. Lots of witnesses who will assume alcohol is the cause of anything bad that happens.
The alcohol's just cover.
Crucial cover. It deliberately confuses any potential investigation. And the weapon, Eric's severe nut allergy. Specifically, cashews.
And she knows about this allergy.
Oh, yes. She orders chicken korma for him. He asks if it has nuts. She adamantly denies it, knowing it's lethal for him.
God. And the reaction.
Immediate and terrifying, according to the sources. His skin turns reddish, face gets a bluish tinge. He's speaking through a mouthful of cotton. Classic anaphylaxis.
So he's desperately looking for his EpiPens.
Frantically searching. And this is where Lily's choreography is just peak performance. She feigns total panic. Importantly, she delays calling 999, the emergency number there.
But she knows where the pens are.
Of course. Hidden. Inside his running sneaker, tucked away in his bag. The delay ensures the outcome. She makes sure he can't save himself.
And then she sets the scene.
This is the truly chilling part. After he collapses, she places whole cashews into the leftover food bowl.
Making it look like accidental exposure.
Exactly. Like maybe the kitchen messed up, or Eric was too drunk to notice. She also wipes her fingerprints off the EpiPens before anyone else sees them. It looks like a horrible accident compounded by drunkenness.
Did the police question her?
Yes, a constable questioned her. She stuck to the story. Eric was drunk, couldn't find his pens in time. Tragic accident.
And she gets away with it. Completely.
Completely. Eric Washburn even gets his name added to the pub's challenge success board, second to last name. His death literally recorded as a competitive failure, not a murder.
Unbelievable.
And Lily. She returns to her life, feeling she's secured a long, uncomplicated life stretched out before me. Confident in her ability to eliminate threats, control the narrative, the coldness of placing those cashews. That's not just letting him die, that's framing the scene. Forensic choreography.
Okay, so now we see the pattern, the competence, the lack of remorse, the control.
Which brings us back to Ted Severson's murder in Boston.
Right, so Ted is dead. Killed by Brad, orchestrated by Miranda. Lily reads about it in the paper.
And she sees the name of the surviving wife. Miranda Severson, née Hobart.
Hobart, as in Faith Hobart.
The very same. The woman from college who cheated with Eric Washburn. The ex-girlfriend with the copied red hair.
Wow, so it all connects.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Ted's messy domestic drama, Miranda Faith's greed, and Lily's decade-old unresolved need for vengeance. It all just collides right there.
So Lily decides Miranda needs to be punished, not for Ted, but for Eric.
For everything. The sources say Lily concluded Miranda deserved punishment now more than ever. Her motive shifts. This isn't about helping Ted anymore. It's about finishing her own business.
So she goes to Kennewick, Maine.
Immediately. Checks into the Kennewick Inn and starts gathering information. Proper reconnaissance, the kind Ted failed at.
What does she find out?
Confirms Miranda is Faith from college. Learns Miranda worked hard to hide the affair. Hotel staff knew she was there all the time, practically lived here, but had no idea about Brad. Shows Miranda's manipulative skill.
And does she figure out the alibi for Ted's murder?
Yes, critically. She finds out Brad used this woman, Polly Greener, got her drunk until she passed out, used her as an unwitting alibi for the night Ted was killed.
Okay, so Brad is definitely involved, but also vulnerable.
Exactly. He's tainted, a loose end, clearly culpable, but also Lily's necessary tool to get to Miranda.
And Brad himself, how's he doing?
Falling apart. The sources describe him as a wreck, haunted and scared, drinking heavily, spiraling.
Prime target for Lily.
Absolutely. She approaches him, feigns sympathy, tells him she knows Miranda set him up to take the fall for Ted's murder.
Which is basically true, isn't it?
Pretty much, and Brad just latches onto her, desperate. The sources say it's like a drowning man coming across a lifeboat. He needs a way out, and Lily offers him one.
Which is, of course, another trap.
Naturally.
Okay.
It quickly becomes this plan for a double cross within a double cross. Brad thinks he and Lily will lure Miranda to the Micmac house, the unfinished property, and double cross her. But Lily's real plan is to get rid of Miranda herself.
Okay, the final confrontation at the house. This should be Lily's moment.
You think so? Lily gets there first, waits. Brad's truck arrives. Miranda Faith gets out, wearing gloves, carrying pepper spray, ready for trouble. Lily watches them. And another massive twist. Miranda Faith is killed, but by Brad.
What? Not Lily.
Nope. Before Lily can even make her move. Brad, apparently panicked, realized Miranda was likely planning to frame him entirely for Ted's murder and lashed out with a heavy wrench, a chaotic, desperate act of self-preservation on his part.
So Lily arrives to find Miranda already dead.
Essentially, yes. Or witnesses the fatal blow. And now Brad is hysterical, covered in blood, a massive liability.
What does Lily do? Her plan just went sideways.
Adaptability kicks in instantly. Brad is the problem now. He's shaking, distraught in his truck. Lily offers him the only thing he wants, relief.
Oh.
Calm.
Oh.
Apricot brandy. Laced with chloral hydrate.
Why that drug?
Tasteless and strong alcohol. Mimics deep, heavy drunken sleep. It's control without immediate suspicion. She listens for him to swallow twice, make sure he drinks it.
And once he's out?
She secures the second murder of the night, strangles them, uses a coat hanger wire, tightens it with a Letterman tool. Precise, mechanical, efficient, eliminates the last loose thread.
God. Okay, disposal time? Signature Lily, I presume?
Meticulous and efficient. Drives Brad's truck all the way to Connecticut, stops at a closed auto shop, switches the main plates for junked ones she probably acquired earlier.
Long drive with the body in the truck.
Yeah, the sources mention her listening to late-night jazz, Nat King Cole's Autumn Leaves, trying to stay calm, ignoring the biological processes of the corpse next to her.
Grim. And where does Brad end up?
In the ultimate act of chilling symmetry, he gets dumped into the exact same shallow, forgotten well in the meadow next to Monk's house.
With Chet.
With Chet. 2 enemies, 1 hidden grave. Her past and present threats literally buried together.
Okay, so 3 bodies. Ted, Miranda, Brad, plus Eric and Chet from years ago. Lily seems to have pulled it off. But the Boston police, Ted's case must still be open.
It is. And Detective Kimball is assigned to it. He's methodical, and he pretty quickly suspects Lily wasn't telling the truth about her connection to Ted. Something feels off to him.
But it doesn't stay professional, does it?
Not at all. This is where Kimball makes his fatal error, the weakness Lily exploits. His professional curiosity quickly degrades into this non-professional, single-minded obsession.
How bad does it get?
The sources list it out. He follows her 7 times.
Yeah.
To the grocery store, to her work. Then he starts trespassing, watching her read in her apartment at night.
Whoa. That's stalking.
Absolutely. Crosses every line. He even starts writing poetry about her.
Poetry. Oh, come on.
Yep. Shows how completely unhinged he's become. He's convinced she's guilty, but his methods are totally compromised. And this obsession is the key to her final escape.
So Lily knows she's being watched.
Oh, she's aware. And she realizes she has leverage. Kimball has destroyed his own credibility. His testimony would be suspect.
So she sets a trap for him.
Exactly. Lures him to the Old Hill burying ground in Concord.
Why there? The symbolism.
Has to be. It's where she and Ted had that secret kiss, where they sealed their murder pact, bringing the whole twisted story full circle.
And the scene itself.
Very atmospheric. Kimball, following her, gets drawn to this specific gravestone. Winged skulls, crossbones, the classic memento mori inscription. Remember that you will die.
Then as he's contemplating mortality?
Lily emerges. The attack is swift. She stabs him, says, "I'm sorry," as she does it, which is interesting.
Does she get away?
No. She's immediately apprehended because Kimball's partner, Detective James, arrives right behind them.
Why was he there?
He'd been following Kimball, too, out of concern for Kimball's increasingly erratic mental state. So Lily's control slipped for a second, but her read on Kimball's instability actually, inadvertently, led to backup arriving immediately.
Okay, so she's caught, red-handed, stabbing a cop. This has to be it for her.
You'd think so. But her lawyer, court-appointed, immediately sees the angle. Kimball's unprofessional conduct.
The stalking, the poetry.
The trespassing, barging into her interrogation room earlier. It all paints a picture of an obsessed, unstable officer. They argue self-defense, plausibly.
And it works.
Perfectly. The outcome is a deal. Psychiatric evaluation, anger management time. Basically, she walks. No serious charges for the stabbing, and certainly no connection made back to the murders in Maine or the earlier ones.
She gets away with it all.
She survives again. Controls the narrative even around her own capture. Maintains her freedom. It just confirms her belief in her own different kind of morality.
Yeah.
Hashtag tag outro.
Wow. What a journey through these sources. The core takeaway for me, I think, is how those 2 parallel worlds of betrayal just merge so perfectly. Ted's very, emotional, obvious cheating crisis. And Lily's much deeper, older, intellectualized betrayal from college. They just slotted together.
Into this single path of violence and evasion that was ultimately, profitable only for Lily. And the sources really make it clear, don't they? Meticulous planning, yes, but also this almost superhuman adaptability when things went wrong. It's like Miranda being killed by Brad first.
Right. She just pivots instantly.
And underpinning it all is this absolute chilling absence of conventional morality. That was the key. Every step, from stealing Ted's key idea to hiding the EpiPens to placing those cashews, it was all optimized for control and deniability.
She's the ultimate survivor because she just refuses to play by normal rules.
Exactly. Terrifying efficiency. So she's back in her quiet life, seemingly set for that uncomplicated future she craved after dealing with Eric.
Or so she thinks. But the sources leave us with one final little detail, right? A postscript from her father's letter.
Yes. Her dad casually mentions that the meadow next to Monk's house, the quiet piece of land holding her darkest secrets, Chet, and now Brad,
What about it?
It's about to be leveled. Bulldozers are coming in to build a new 57-room flophouse.
57 rooms, right on top of the well, so the bodies, they could be found.
Yeah. Imminently, you'd think. The ground that kept her secrets safe for years is about to be churned up.
And Lily's reaction, the sources say.
Nothing specific.
Yeah.
Just that she received the letter, her apparent calm in the face of this potential discovery. What does that suggest to you about her ultimate power, her control?
Is she just so confident she can manipulate even that, even if the bodies surface? Or does she believe the truth just doesn't matter anymore because she's already proven she controls the consequences?
That's the chilling thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is the final fate of the truth when faced with someone like Lily? That's what we leave you with today.